completely the audio horrible. 26 followers. Well, anyway, I gotta check my phone that it's working, that it's on, all of this, and then we'll get started. And okay, let me just refresh the Twitch app. I'll mess around with the camera. It's more of me. That's the issue. You guys want to look at right here. I mean, that's too far away because, well, I mean, it is my channel. So, I mean, I kind of got to be in it. That's the thing. You guys can't even see Reinhardt at all anymore. Sucks. Wait. Good camera. I can hear myself pretty well. I'm gonna try not to touch my mouse because I watched through the last tier list video and every time I did, it kind of glitched. That's not what happened this time. Let's start. Dark Souls 1 rings. Cat D. I forgot what all of these rings do. Ring of Fog. It's there. The FAP ring S tier. Everyone loves it. It's kind of required at that point. Ring B tier. Because it's there. You know, you can reach health when killing things, but it's there. I would have a tier and put it C tier. Yeah, that's where it goes because it's not anywhere close. Because D tier is like basically completely useless. Like ring. C tier is kind of like pretty useless. B tier is gonna be mid. A is decent. Calamity ring. If it does the same thing that ring, D tier. Permanent ring. Increase. The wood grain ring is C tier. You'll only really use it like if you're about to go into an area where you know that your equipment's about to break. That's what these two. Iron ring is A tier because it allows you to move like normal in like swamps and stuff. So you get through Blighttown really easily. Both serpent rings A tier, not quite S because especially in Dark Souls 1, where I thought that this was Dark Souls 3, but it's 1. In Dark Souls 1, you can only have 2 rings, and while having one of these fill it up is not good, but if you like farm items or souls, those are yeah. Covenant of Artorias because I mean when in the game, sure it's pretty good to use, but I mean I can't really put it much higher. There's no real use. Shard. I kind of forgot what this one does. Yeah. Screen. I forgot. I'm pretty sure I made like fire text or something. Train again. You can only use it to talk to Quaylana. Yeah, because Quaylana is the boss. You use it to talk to Quaylana, aka no Quaylana. No, she's a pyromancer. You use it to talk to I forgot her name. It's the giant spider. Just hands down, everyone loves the ring. All games. Havel's ring is a. I use my playthroughs because I love heavy weapons and heavy armor, but a lot of people don't. It. I would say like half. It's A tier. It's really good, but it's not S tier. In Dark Souls 3, it would definitely be S tier because there's +3, which makes it almost required, saying that you got 4 rings of Dark Souls 3. I'll if you're running like a mage or naked or something. It's just not. Uh, I would say it's B tier because, not a lot of enemies. Well, not a lot of bosses use mainly physical. Like Seath is mostly magic. Sure, there is a lot of physic. Well, not magic. It's more curse, but yeah, Seath. I mean, I guess he has his tentacles. It's more magic. Uh, I guess he has the skeletons for some cool, but his main stuff is his sword dance and his AOE. Gwyn is fire. Yeah, it's not very good against most bosses. One player exact has all of them. It's the same. Stone Dark Souls 1 S tier. One it was unnerfed. So it was a monster. You can get it, put it on, get to one health, one shot half the bosses in the game. It was a monster in Dark Souls 1. Absolutely. Oh. It pains me to do this because this, at least in Dark Souls 3, that's like the first ring that you'll get. Like if you don't start off with rings, once you save Grey Rat, then he'll just give you it. But it has no real use. Like if you are going to take critical that like it's once you low health. So if you get one shot, which you will be doing a lot of, it's not really gonna activate, and it just it's not very good. I mean, I guess it's decent against sacrifice. Actually, no. I never actually used any of them. I kind of just sold all of them because I didn't really care if I lost souls if I die. Crest. I'm pretty sure that increased your magic. I'm pretty sure both of them increased your magic damage. I'm S tier for both because it makes you extremely vital. Quieter. It's not very good. Desk Crown. I would say C tier because it removed some of your actual health for spell attunement slots. I guess you call them because I mean it does something different than Dark Souls 3, but this is Dark Souls 1, where it increased the max amount of spells that you had per life, but decreased your health. I would say that's because it's not quite useless, but I wouldn't say that there's much use. White Seance Ring. For the extra 2, but if they are A tier, just extra 2-minute slots is very good. Like on my most recent Dark Souls 3 play, as a Pyromancer, and I just the last day farming Concord Keep, so I get the Dark Moon Ring, which gives you 2 more 2-minute slots. It's so needed. It's amazing. Ring of the Suns. If I remember correctly, that helps you out. That helps you out with your miracle casting, which is yeah. Well, all, but I'm just as like for miracle S tier, you know, princess, but then because as a use, like my friend uses it instead of no, it's not Solomon. It's my friend Chasen. It's Solomon or Chasen. One of them is this Leo. That's me. All the games. I don't know tier for this. Like, no blogs. Still Dark Souls dogs. Never. Like it doesn't. All of my on me. Okay, Mike. I got the camera right here. So it's just stand up mic. No, it's not stand up. It looks like it's back. I don't think the main focus on TLS maker. Of course, this is the stream. Just about that's the thing. make a tier list of dog. This one. Dang. Okay. I'm going to rank them on how annoying they are. So, like, do you know? I couldn't see. Hellhounds. I don't remember. Because there's good word. See them have a torch that they by them. Yes. Dogs, minds they are. They never cover Dark Souls. They are five. If you hit them with attack down, fast down, they were damage. No matter hollow. Starts throw while the game long enough. Only shot most things. Sure, when they're and they could be annoying, but it's not annoying. It's there, but it's kind of annoying. Holler event. Genuinely, either rats. They use stuff, but I've memorized where all annoying because they have like they're basically like impact damage. Impact. It's strike damage. Strike is basically one shot. And they or it's pretty annoying. I would say that they're C. I want to say just B yet because they're not that bad. See, yeah, think about this in more perspectives than just mine. But most of my playthroughs, I'm able to easily wipe them. So yeah, but they do suck. They really destroy health. I hate these guys. They deal so much damage in such groups like a long range and going. Here it is. Now, Brave Borden. To the point where I purposely focus on makeup. Grab sock. Sure, I and but still easily deal with them with my characters. Now, it's hard. Rotten slow. They're really annoying here. I won't say that they're here. They're on you. Brew conjugate. Really care but don't so much as screw them. I hate stupid cards. Elder Scrolls is pretty annoying. You have too much for their damage levels. I've really got to use them. Is there a game actually Hollow? In fact, funny. Kills himself in vanity. Kills him. They could be pretty annoying, but they suck to try to fight. Kind of like the slugs. There are not many in the game, so that definitely brings them to here. Which I mean, they don't. They're resistant to everything like but then you can leave it. I don't like to fight them. I wouldn't say that they're annoying though. The Deacon actually is just set up the fireball and lose, and then Deacon. If you don't kill a lot of them, then they're just gonna fireball. I just they run flesh. Hey. Oh! Bad enemy. Skeleton. I don't like it. So yeah. Skeleton. They start deep. Not as bad. From Dark Souls. They made me want to bad demon. He's sucked. I did highest. At least the crap. There's 4 of them in the entire map. And they still seem to ruin my neck. What? I start speeding this up. My favorite. This really you can't. They're nice. FPS here. I'm guard pursuing. And man's because of especially the chain one. I don't care. There's extra person he's fire system, but I five mimics. This one should be then the longest one, which surprises me. Can't just walk downstairs. There's a lot of these photos are really. It's keeper. Okay, yeah. She's kind of just there. She's annoying. PC raise S here. They're a receiving piece of garbage. Honestly, I think that's all I need to say. Honestly, I forgot about him on like playthroughs. This thing amazing. So F here. You can't talk to her on the rain. Onion. My lock screen on my phone. Goodbye then, be safe friend, don't you dare go hollow. He is my favorite character in Dark Souls. From the order from where it's right here, from Dark Souls 1. He's funny just because of the memes. I can't say that. He's a bad stupid. He's nice, he's just devout and loyal to he's a simp though. I said I never really liked. Is that Koth? I assume that is I like Koth. I like her. And probably see because she gets to Lord Vessel. Hollow Bird annoys me. DT skeleton blacksmith. Structure's boss says we gotta get this quick. Structure's boss was the reason I want to make this video because I want to bring them. I want to save them for like StarCraft. I mean, I want to rate Dark Souls. I just like Dark Souls. it's some buildings. Never the boss. I've skipped how many. I skipped a lot of on Sunday. I actually separated. I remember like in the middle. Yeah, we skipped. I will hear about like boss. I mean, of course, you gotta learn it first. Like, you gotta hit his lunch pool and legendary boss. It's like bored. You know, because as soon as you get into the boss fight, you already took fall damage, and then he'll only stab you, and the entire strategy is put on full Havel. Even if you can't walk, it doesn't matter. Put on full Havel, grab the heaviest weapon that you can, have the blessed enchantment on it so that you can insta kill his skeletons so that they don't back up. Gape it wasn't a fight. It wasn't much. Four Kings was really like besides the depth perception loss that you have fighting them, they're really good. Like you gotta kill one king, and then if you don't, then another king will rise. And it's just awful. It's a reskin of the tutorial boss. It's Dark Sun. Okay, fight. I'm pretty. Actually, I would say it's good. I wouldn't say it was good because the actual boss fight was pretty boring. It was just walking out, but the soundtrack was pretty iconic. Cross Persona, pretty. I like the whole invisible mechanic. Yeah, this boss was pretty cool. Actually. Chaos Witch Quailag. Shut up. Wait, what? Oh wait. Okay. I thought that was a bit of chaos. I'm like, are they really to make the witch? Quailag. Quailag okay. I feel like I don't understand how people would do it without Man-Eater Mildred because she deals so much damage early game. Taurus is bad. It's a no. I would say it's an average. I like how you gotta plan it out. Like it doesn't automatically spawn, and that gives you time to help the archers kill them. I think that's actually pretty cool. Sending people, I hated that. Unless you have like unless you had Solaire, then you were screwed because then the entire like most of the stage is lava, and then they'll just sit back in the lava, and poke you down. It's charge. After learning, it's not a good boss fight. It's not okay fight because I wouldn't say that he's average or she's average because they only aggro after you if you attack them first or if you take okay unless you go to the fight automatically. Two dogs rush at you. It's a small place. It's is an awesome fight. As much as I hated it, because I had to fight that dragon so hardest. Some people will just go into the fight, try to learn attacks, and then slowly get better. And maybe after like 10 tries, you know, they've actually learned the boss. No, I went in on my full hardest, roll, dodge roll, but then that Calamite Snare. It's such a good fight. Like, I, oh, it'll be cool. It'll make you have to play the game. Gargoyles. Gargoyles is a really good introduction into gank fights. Like the first one after the second one is half health. You got two key summons. Solaric summons can eat us. You know what? It wasn't bad. It wasn't awful. Because I mean, at least he had different attacks. He had the explosion after he hit down the hammer. Bed of Chaos was awful. Demon. He was in my opinion, the best boss. Because Gundyr definitely, to me, is the best. But the Asylum Demon, for most players, would be the best way to introduce yourself into Dark Souls. He is a slow but hard-hitting boss. Gundyr, on the other hand, is a fast, hard hitter with a second phase that is really hard. So for players, the Asylum Demon is a little more friendly. Well, not friendly, of course, because it can still easily kill a player. But it's a lot easier to get into the game from the Asylum Demon than from Gundyr, because Gundyr can easily just smack you down and make you be like, no, I'm not doing this. Kendrick is half legendary, half off, so he's an okay boss fight. Because he's legendary because of his lore. It's just, like, if he were to not just stick behind his left leg and just circle around him, then he would be such a hard fight because he has the defense of a madman. He has a lot of attack. He has different moves too. He has mobility, but he's awful because of you get 5 giant souls before you can deal actual damage to him. Very average. I always had a hard time with him because I was 2 at the time. Also, is pretty average boss. That was a pretty bad boss. There's a reskin of Dragon Rider, which was already a pretty bad boss. And then you made it to one. It gave one of them a bone. Okay, and then you like nerf the other one's health straight from Dark Side boss. It might be awful because these two are the exact same. The balance with the small guy that deals not that much damage, and then the big slow guy that deals a lot of damage. And then try to put them together. Unfortunately, the arena wasn't built well enough because in One Team's mode, there's the pillars to de-aggro and stuff, and it gave you 3 summons. Yeah, because it gave you the guy in the wharf, the lightning spear did. They gave you what was his name? I don't want to forget his name. Balhart, I think it was. Moonlight Greatsword. No, not Moonlight Greatsword. It was like Blue Moon Greatsword or something like that guy. Then there was the Headless guy. They gave you 3 summons, which made that fight kind of pathetic, but it was still a fight. Rotten was a pretty average fight. I would probably say it was bad, except for the fact that he does have AoE, so you can't just get behind him and start smacking. The last giant was an okay boss. It wasn't all that. It wasn't much, but it definitely wasn't a bad boss. I would say it's probably the worst tutorial boss because, well, it's not in a tutorial. The tutorial was an entire area in Dark Souls 2, but some people consider him to be the tutorial boss. But even then, you got Sellsword, Luit, and Pate to help you out. Like, probably the worst of the 3, but yeah. Duke's Freya. It's a pretty average fight. It's not anything special. It's kind of sad that 2 of the big 4 in Dark Souls 2 are an average. Like, the Duke's Freya gives you nice summons, And then, while you don't summon a lot, you could just summon them to distract and kill spiders. The demon legendary fight. I don't know how many times I like, and one of my biggest complaints comes from Smelter Demon's area, because there are so many knights there, but after you die so many times in one area, Dark Souls 2 will start to eliminate enemies one by one. I hated that because you could use the enemies to grind souls. Like, it's after you kill that enemy certain amounts of times. Like, I try to farm humanity sprites with dogs in the sentries, the tall sentry place. The sentries is the area boss for the place. Yeah, I try to farm humanities off the dogs because they had a pretty nice drop chance, and then they also started despawning, which I hated. So it was a really bad fight. It wasn't at all. Like, it was midway through the game because you had to have Dragon Rider and then swap over um, the bridge. So I wouldn't know. So they would have probably gone through romance or with the Bastille until probably killed the last sinner. Like, so I put it in awesome. A lot of people would probably say it's a legendary fight. I would probably say that too. I never actually killed him. Like, even in my Dark Souls 2 playthrough, you guys can see me rage quit. I did not kill him. I still haven't killed him. He is just so hard, but actually no, he is legendary because he is so good. If you bow to him, like if as soon as you walk in, you use a bow emote, he will bow back. He is an honorable hard fighter. That is a really hard fight. It's a pretty good boss. I wouldn't say it was all that copy of Calamite, except without the coolness factor. So, he's definitely below Calamite. Scorpionus and Nika, pretty good fight. I mean, okay fight. Because, I mean, Rune Sentinels, it was a pretty good fight, actually. Well, you know, it kind of tested how, like, your literal DPS. Like, it tested if you can get into that arena, kill one to the point, like, kill one before the other ones are able to jump. I think that's a pretty good idea. See, is an awesome fight. I you walk into his arena after fighting the clams and after walking on these invisible walkways. Boom! Here comes this giant dragon. Then you gotta go behind him, break his immortality crystal, and start swiping at him. I would say he would be brought down to good because of the curse, but there is a way to get past that, and like that's kind of his entire thing. Royal Rat Vanguard. Vanguard is the stupid one. It's an awful boss fight. It is literally just a horde of rats. That's it's a really bad boss fight. I wouldn't say that it's awful tier, but you know what's because the literal boss in this one is a rat with a mohawk. This one is a really bad Sif cover with rats that can almost instantly talk to you. So it wasn't a boss fight. It was like he is hard. Like, he has mobility, he has the DPS, he has the health, and he is on the first area. Like, he is hard. And then he'll follow you throughout the game. It's pretty cool. Probably Mega was an awful boss fight. Half people didn't even know that they were walking into a boss fight, but they were. It's just a literal area. It's just two mages, and then just a whole bunch of crawling undead. It was no. The old Iron King. say that he was a pretty good fight. Because your first try there, like, a lot of people make fun of the giant lava in the middle of his thing, but he's still a pretty decently hard fight. Like, at least your first time, because at least for me, I was really stuck on him. Of course, now if I were to play Dark Souls, I would know to stand in like a corner and like bait out all the attacks. But back then, I didn't know. Like, he's gonna be a challenge. It was an average fight. I wouldn't say that it was bad. I don't like how they just brought back Ornstein and said, you know what, fight him. Because the entire point of Ornstein and Smough was Pikachu and Snorlax. Like, if you were fighting one, you were scared that the other one was about to come over and hit you. But on this, it's just Pikachu, so it's easy. Lissandra, it was an okay fight. Final boss, it was off. But for a boss, it was okay. Because they had a pretty good mechanic with those death that slowly curse you and drained your health. That was a pretty good mechanic. I'm not gonna lie. But she had zero speed. Sure, she dealt a bit of damage, but her attack speed was also like zero. So yeah, Marathon Queen, it was average. I mean, you summon the Jester after burning the windmill, so he could probably solo the boss for you. I mean, yeah. Blood Sullen and the Kings. I never fought them. I skipped them. The Lost Center, it's a pretty cool fight. Because you gotta. And if you don't light up the area, you're in a completely black room fighting a giant. Well, not much of a giant. But you're fighting a decently sized boss with mobility, attack speed, and health. Sure, you got two summons in there. One of them is a dual Havel shielding monster. But, well, no, I'm pretty sure it's not Havel shield, but that, that is probably the best boss of the big four of Duke, Rock, and Lawson. Sanctuary Garden was a really good boss fight in Dark Souls 1. Like, it was really hard for the tutorial boss. Well, not much of a tutorial, but it was really hard for the beginning boss of the Artorias of the Abyss DLC. It was Looking Glass Knight, pretty good fight. I'm not gonna lie, because he was just a strong enemy who could summon in a player if, like, which is really cool. Guardian was a bad boss. He's spending these annoying. Actually, looking over this and seeing this, the giant. He was an awesome fight, mainly everything around him, because you walk into this dream of this old, long dead giant to kill the giant lord in the middle of the battle. You have to dodge a boulder. It's a legendary fight. Everyone knows this. Why is oh yeah, spelled. I thought that was okay. Knight, everyone knows him. He is a fast, hard hitting or extremely hard hitting boss. He is a fight. That's also a really good fight. Because you can't just do the Dark Souls thing and walk over and smack his butt. Because his butt is another guy. So it was a pretty boss. I mean, I had a cool mechanic. The Scarlet Queen, definitely an okay boss, because I know what she's done. And she did do that, actually. She summoned Velstaff for me, but I summoned... I'm pretty sure it was two summons. I summoned them, and then... Honestly, I'm pretty sure that I also summoned Solomon. And we kind of just smacked her, and when she summoned Velstaff, we smacked him too. Dragon Rider, the original was... on how you went around the area. If you pulled the lever, then it was a pretty good fight. If you didn't, like a lot of people did, then it was an okay fight. Because he would have fallen in. Which is boring. Demon Song, it was an average fight. Not really much to talk about. That's a legendary fight right there. Now, I have an entire, I'm pretty sure it's like a 50-minute video of me fighting Dark Lurker because of how many times I failed. He is such a good and hard boss. Like, he is so good. Like, I can't even describe it in words. It's a chef's kiss. Like, it's such a good boss. It's a scarily good boss. Like, his ability needs so insane. It's really cool. Pinwheel, ignoring all the memes, Pinwheel was actually fun. You know, you hit him once, bang, now there's 7 of them firing fireballs at you. If you fought him late game, like most people did, then he's an awful fight because you walk in, you 2-shot him, you leave. Covetous fight. It was Jabba the Hutt. You were fighting Jabba the Hutt. Grave Robber. Oh, the Gang Squad. It was a pretty bad fight. I wouldn't say that's an awful territory, but it's definitely bad. It's you fighting, if I remember correctly, then it's you fighting a Hevel monster. I'm pretty sure Dex, like, fast Dex age. It's just his number 1, Super Gwen. I love Burnt Ivory King. His backstory is amazing. His theme is amazing. Arena, amazing. He comes out of this giant hell portal because guess what? He sacrificed his land to save his people from the hell. And then he went into it and won. And then he married a Bashard of Men. He is so cool. And then his fight, all that you fight, you have to fight all of his warriors. And before that, you gotta go around the DLCs collecting his non-corrupted warriors, and then they'll freeze up the hell portal that his warriors are coming from, and then soon he'll come in himself with a giant hell portal, and then fight you one-on-one. It's so good. Awful fight. Put it back. Fighting 7 Belfry gargoyles is not fun. You see the Bell gargoyles because once you hit half health, then the other one can. This one was not. It was just a gargoyle timer. I'm pretty sure it was like 15 seconds or something. Ancient Dragon he was pretty good. I would say he was high good. I wouldn't say much more about him because I just never really fought him most of the time. I fought him once just to do it. But other than that, like, I would call him, his theme isn't very good. The fight isn't very fun. I won't call him awesome because of the same 2 reasons. I was good because he's a lot of health, a lot of damage. He's a good fight. I'll be a scholar of the first. Cool fight. He's good. He's like a cool. Alpha is okay. He's not really the best. Oh, now here's my speciality. 3. Vort. Vort was actually pretty good. Vort is a hard boss. Like, of course, if you go into a New Game Plus with your full Hevel gear, your Dragon Tooth +5, and then you buff it in with like lightning or something, 2-shot him, of course he's not going to be a good fight. But let's say that you walk in 0 summons because you haven't killed the Swordmaster and you didn't know where Lion Knight Albert was. So then you walk in by yourself, see that cutscene, and now bang, you're killing him. He gets to half health, and now that's everything goes to crap. He starts charging at you. You start freaking out. He's a really good fight. Seer of the Church. This one, Rain awful. Like one of my filmmen, he fought someone who was AFK. Or you could fight someone who's a Hevel, who knows how to parry. Like, it could be really scary. I would say, and it's actually pretty hard too. I would say it's a fight. Solus, like, of course, a lot of people will say that he's easy, which I mean, fair. But it's everything else that matters in this boss. It's not just the difficulty in this boss, because It's everything about him. He's supposed to represent like everyone else who's linked to fire before. Constantly switches between different classes. Like he'll become like a Dex Pyromancer, or he'll become a mage, or he'll become a spear user, and then as soon as you deplete his health bar, he'll come back. But this time, but this time, you wanna know what plays? You wanna know what plays? You wanna know what happens when you walk when you deplete his health bar? Yeah, then that faithful piano will start playing. Bum, 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 dun, dun, dun. There's already playing a theme, and then it's like, oh, I'm fighting for it again. Ooh. And then you just you get excited, you get reinvigorated, and then of course, then you like 3-shot him. But it's the experience that counts. When you walk up a giant ash hill to fight this guy. And then, he's swapping between all these classes, trying to zoom, 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 zoom. And then you kill him, he comes back, explodes, boom, boom, boom. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Then you're like, holy cow. And now he's trying to grab you, and now he's Gwyn. Like, it's such a cool... It is the antithesis of what a gank fight should be. Pikachu and Snorlax with the pillars, so that you're able to dodge and weave around the two. You can de-aggro one, maybe get Ornstein stuck behind Smo. It's a really good fight, and then you have Sarah to just it's such a good fight. It's so hard, but me and Solomon were playing it the other day because I made my new character Grog. I have another one named Gorg, which is just Grog backwards. He's a Pyromancer, but Grog, pure strength builder. Solomon, he's normally a Dex Faith player. I know him mainly from his Dex Faith. But he wanted to cosplay Guts from his favorite anime, Berserk. Well, in manga. He reads and sees both. But anyways, we fought that guy like 7 times, and every time was so much fun, dude. Because you would run down there, and then... the blood of the Dark Soul, and then and then second stage is where it really gets good. He's like, is this my blood? And then he goes hollow, and then he goes hollow, and then he just and then his cape unleashes sparks of and then lightning gun. It's such a cool. Sister Fried's legendary. Sister Fried is such a good fight. It's kind of scary how good it is. Like, how do you make a fight so good? Because it's a 3-stage fight, but every stage gets more intense. How do you do this? Oh yeah, kind of like Gale. But except every time on Fried, their health regens. Fried, first phase, not that much of an issue. You can backstab. You can do anything that you really want to her. Like... What my friends and I will do, we'll all grab heavy weapons, stun locker, just heavy attack, she's not allowed to move. Second stage, you all go off to Papi now, easy. Third stage, she's strong now. She's legendary. Like, especially if you're trying to solo it. Let me just say, that took me like 5 attempts, and I genuinely jumped in joy. That brought me so much happiness that you don't understand. I did with Gale. Well, no, I didn't solo Gale. Heavens no. Sullivan's awesome fight. I wouldn't say that's legendary only because you're able to parry him, and that kind of ruins the entire fight. But Pontiff, fight, definitely them. Mainly because of his lore. If not, then average, because he's kind of slow. Sure, he's a good fight, mainly because of his AoEs and everything about him. Because his backstory is, well, he is the last demon. Like, sure, there's like few left, but he is the demon king of like 10 people. Like, he's just trying to live, and then if you get him to like, I'm pretty sure like one third of his total health remaining, then he'll explode. He'll like use all of his power left on you. Like I was standing there full health. I had like I'm pretty sure this was on Grog, so I had like 1400 health. Exploded. I went down to like 200. Like that was a strong explosion. And then he'll lay it down because he just used everything that he could. I wouldn't say that he's bad though. I would say awesome fight. No, I wouldn't say. I would say awesome. I I wouldn't say the word awesome. I would say mind-numbingly numb, like hard. I have I struggled so much on this fight, but it makes it so much better because I beat him today. The happy beat him. This is legendary. It's hard. Like me and Solomon, we were playing through on our strength builds, and we actually struggled a lot. Like we swapped to our other characters, and even after we swapped to our other characters, we still celebrated after killing him. He is such a good fight. Just sure the camera angles get yeah. Lothric is okay. It's not much about him. Wait, is Lothric younger? Is there gonna be Lorien older prince? I'm kidding. Yeah, didn't really. And then, it was for the total he was pretty average. I say average because for the actual fight itself, it's an awesome fight because he's hard, especially for a tutorial player that has just got in the game. But that's also why he's average, because he can make so many players quit the game without even trying out because of how difficult he is to players. Yeah, hard fight because no matter what you're using, like sure it's harder on some builds, like on magic it's gonna be a lot tougher than on brute strength, but it's still the same strat applies to everything. It's just go to his right hand as soon as the fight starts. Like don't go for the collectible. I'm pretty sure it's like it's a pyromancy tome, so you're gonna want to get it just either during the fight or right after the fight. Actually no, it spawns outside. Like even if you don't get it, it will spawn in the cup room. So yeah, just rest at the bonfire if you don't get it and stuff. But anyways, it's just kill one of his bracelets. He'll get mad, but then by the time he's actually reincorporated, you probably killed the second on his hand, and then you focus everything on the left. Not awful. I would say it's a bad fight. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I only have fun because of how I play the game, and that's pure strength. So I like one shot each one of the balls. I also just find it funny that in such an intense game, your call is gonna be, "Oh, I got one of the testicles." Like, Moonlight was awful. I'm kidding. It depends on what class you were playing. So let's say that you were playing melee, and it was a pretty bad boss. Let's say that you were playing mage. It was a pretty bad boss. Let's say that you were playing pyromancer. Okay, boss, probably average. So because of that, I'm playing bad. Because it just stands up there the entire game, so you can't just dodging. It's great if you want to learn how to dodge. Champion Grave Tender Wolf boss. I hate that boss. It's not fun. The rewards are really bad, and the wolf sucks to fight against. Dragon Slayer armor. Dragon Slayer armor is a hard fight. Like I am currently on Grand Archives right now on my pyromancer character Gorg. So I just killed the Dragon Slayer armor. I was too scared to fight him. I went back and I freed the stupid miracle ladies just so that I could get Igon's help. I mean, of course, I deal a lot of damage to him, but still, he is a scary fight. He hits like a truck. He has a lot of health. He's a demon. I want to say that's legendary, but I also don't want to put too many things in legendary. It's a good fight. I would say that it's only good because of how hard it is. especially if you're going in it alone. Zero summons, just pure alone. Because unless you just you abuse Dorothy's Nahing, then that boss is gonna suck. Because he has like resistances to like everything. It's awful. Like his resistances are so high. And then they become higher. Like I'm pretty sure that they are actually weak to dark first phase. Second phase, they become resistant to it. So it's a hard fight. Good fight though. Demons are a pretty bad fight. Just all playthroughs. Like sure they're easy, but it's not fun. It's just not fun. I wouldn't say that he's legendary. Actually, yes, I would. He is so hard, but it's so I've only beat him once by myself. Most of the time, I'll come get my friend Solomon because Solomon's memorized this guy's attack. Like I literally lay down in the corner. But the one time that I did solo him, I jumped, cause he is hard. Like he's like really hard. I'm pretty sure I used the pistol and missed, right? But he's like really hard. He against Dancer is legendary. I want to put everyone that I find fun legendary. I would say she's awesome. I would say that she's at Calamete's level because they both have the exact same thing. They are fun bosses to fight against that are hard. They're not on legendary stats. Sure, Dancer and Calamite are fun and hard. Dark Lurker, harder, funner, more moves, cooler backstory. Same with Sarah Lone. They're awesome. Chris is a pretty fight. It's kind of just there. I'm not gonna lie. Gundyr was there. It wasn't a big fight. Definitely was better than Gundyr because I actually just beat Champion Gundyr too. Because the way that I played through the game, I defeated Osiris, Champion Gundyr, and Dragon Slayer today. Because I defeated Yorm yesterday, woke up, went to Osiris, bopped him, went to Gundyr, bopped him, then went to Dragon Slayer. But he's a really hard fight. Definitely a better than Gundyr in Gundyr. It was an awful fight. Actually, no. It was a bad fight only because the plunging attack looks so cool. That's the only redeemable quality. It's just not fun. The true boss is the giant dragon man with the chain because he's just really hard. Or it's just the dragons breathing fire at you then. Okay, let me just old legendary. Old rich good. I suck at Eldritch. I don't know what it is. I suck at him. Even on my Pyromancer, it took me like 5 tries to beat him. And I dealt like 3 hits for my Pyromancer. He was on second stage. So I need like 6 hits total. And I still took 5 attempts. He is hard for me. I don't know what it is. But his moveset makes him a hard and challenging and intriguing boss fight. Manus. Madness is legendary because you see he has what the Dancer doesn't, and that's called engagement. The Dancer definitely has engagement, but Madness, there is 0 downtime. Okay, you try to heal, you gotta wait until Sif attacks him to do that, and even then he'll probably still just aggro back onto you. But he attacks fast, he attacks in combos, he has long range attacks, magic attacks, everything. He is a hard. Matches are awesome. Like they're so much fun to do. Like I tried to do a Dex build once. I ended up deleting a character that was Dex. It wasn't this character, but basically I tried to do a Dex character build once. And by the time that I was at the Abyss Fortress, I had like a +3, 4 scare. Holy crap. I dealt 0 damage. He was so hard. I'm pretty sure he's the reason why the same as Omanus. He is such a good fight with basically zero downtime because your downtime is running over to him so that he doesn't buff. Because when he buffs, I'm pretty sure that his damage doubles. Like, he is a good fight. He is fun. Like, I don't know if I have it on stream. I'm pretty sure that I actually do have me fighting Knight Notorious. But if I don't, let me just explain how it is with these guys. Because I might as well use them. Wait. Let me see if you guys can see them. See, I have Funkos, and well, I gotta end up using them. So, let's say that Ryan's your player character. Let's say that Torb is Artorias, okay? So, you know, your player character will get hit in. Oh, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. You know, what are you supposed to do? Zoom, 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 zoom. Bonk. And that's how it is. Until bonk, bonk, 3 hits. And now he has a damage boost. And then he'll one shot you. Because his damage is insane. His damage is insane though. He deals a lot of damage, has a lot of mobility. It's a hard fight to do. But it's a fun fight. It's an epic fight. It's why he's in. That will be concluding today's stream. Again, I kind of hope that you guys can hear me with my new mic. Yeah, and I hope that you guys have a good one.